Hi everyone. So today we have come up with a new question where we need to find out the median in a given series. So there are two conditions for this. The first condition is that we cannot make use of any inbuilt procs here, which are we used in the SAS. The second condition is that we cannot make use of any inbuilt function median here. So you can see we have tried to cover here all the scenarios. In like first scenario, we can see that we have like even records. So there are total of 6 records here in series 1. In case of scenario 2, we have like odd number of records are there. So we have 5 records we have kept here. And in the third scenario, we can see that we have some duplicate records also there. So we'll try to see that how we can achieve the desired output, which is basically the median, by using SAS. Okay, so let's see that how we can find out the solution using SAS. So first thing that we need to do here is we have to create the table for that series. So let's create a table with the name test, and we keep the variable name as weight, and let's try to define the value here. So I'm keeping the values here same as we had discussed before. Let's try to run this table. Okay, so we have these records here. Okay, let's see. So let's see what we can do here is. So first of all, let's try to make a self join here. For example, I'm analyzing it with the E and D, and try to take the weight from one of the table. Let's say E dot weight. Also, let's apply the group by on E dot weight. Now we can apply the having condition here. So suppose if we apply this condition, and try to take the summation of it. So in this way, in the Cartesian product, it will try to match the weight values from one table to another, and we'll try to see this value should be greater than equals to, and let's take E dot weight minus D dot weight. I'll tell you that what exactly I'm doing here is, and I'll try to describe you that how exactly the things are working at the back end for this. So just let me write down a query for this, and we are trying to take the absolute value. Okay, looks good to me. Okay, so I think we are good till this step. Okay, now what we will do, we'll try to make a subquery out of this. Sorry. Let's keep it inside PROC SQL and try to take the average. Let's say median value from. Let's try to run this. How does it work? So we can see we have the value here, the 47.5, right? So it's like 45 plus 50, and we are dividing it by 2. Now suppose if we keep only 2 values here like this and try to run this, so the value should come now 45. It's coming 45. And the third scenario which we had was like 35, 40, 45, 45, 55, 60. So in this case, if I run this, we are getting, okay, duplicate records. Let's see. Okay, so again we are getting 45. Okay, so what exactly we have done here in this query is basically we are trying to basically trying to make a self join here with the test table, and we have analyzed it with the E and D, and we are only taking the weights from the E table. Right now we have applied the group by condition so that we can apply this having. On the basis of this condition, we'll try to find out the table, like find out the elements which comes at the median location. So in the having condition, you can see the first part, this one says about that we are simply, so when we are applying this cross join, so there will be Cartesian product which will be happening at the backend, and each element of first table will we try to compare it with the second element of the another table. So wherever this value comes equals, so it will assigning it 1, and else it's 0, and we are just doing the summation, and this is happening at group level. That's why we have applied having here on group by E dot weight. Here at this part, again we are just subtracting the D dot weight from the E dot weight, and we have applied the sign function. So sign function works like this: if suppose this value comes in a positive way, whatever the number it could be, so it will assign it 1. And if the number is coming out to be 0 from this, so it will assign it 0. And if the number is coming in the form of negative number or negative integer, so it will assign it -1. So again we'll try to sum up all the value, and we'll try to take the absolute out of it. So this query from this to this part, it will give us the number of elements which are coming at the median part, and then we are trying to take the average of those weights. So this is the case, like how exactly the things working at the back end. So let me show. Let's see now that how this self join is working at the back end. So if I show you, so let's consider the first scenario. So here we had like these 6 elements, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 and 60. So we applied basically the self join. So it will create a Cartesian, right? It will create a Cartesian at the back end. So if we look here, just take a look at this highlighted values. So the first element from this series will try to make a join with each element from the next table. So consider we have 2 tables similar with the similar element names. So it is basically 35 is now making join with 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and similarly the other elements will make a join with the next table. So this is the whole Cartesian thing is happening here. Now if we look into the condition part like this, so here what we are doing, so wherever we have this value E dot weight equals to D dot weight, we are assigning it the 1. So we can see, so this part wherever the A and B value were same, we have given basically the value 1. Same thing is happening at each case, right? And in the second case where we were discussing this thing that we are subtracting D dot weight from E dot weight, and we are taking a sign, right? And we are doing the summation of it, and we are taking the absolute value out of it. So that is in the column M, you can see. So if we, let's take this row. So when we are subtracting like 35, like we are subtracting 40 from the 35, it will come out to be -5. So, but we have applied this sign function here. So the value would be -1. Okay. So similarly, all the calculation has been done here. Now, if we look at the aggregate level, that what exactly is happening, like if you look at this level, if you consider this whole subquery, so what exactly is happening? So for 35, we can see A dot weight like equals to B dot weight, which was this condition. Even if you do the summation of all these values, it will come out to be 1. And this is coming for each value, like either it's 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, we are coming it 1 for each value for this condition, right? But if we look for the second condition, which was like this one, for this one value, we can see for first element, it is coming out to be like 5. The reason, if we do the summation of these value, which is coming out to be -5, because we have taken absolute, so it's giving the positive value only. So wherever we will see the values coming out to be like greater than equals to, for this part, it will come out to be the value of median. So here you can see 1 and 1 is if we compare it with the column this S, so it is coming only for these two values, right? Similarly, if we consider the second scenario where we have the 5 elements, we will see this 45 value for this one is coming out to be 1, and this thing is coming out to be 0. So the reason behind giving such kind of condition is that we know for any kind of median value, we will have equal number of records at the above and at the below, right? So max to max, the thing which can happen is that if suppose we have even number of series, so we can have a difference of one row either on the above side or on the below side. So that was the reason that they have kept this type of condition, right? So now the thing is that then why are we doing this? That if we know that the value will be coming out every time 1 here, so why are we doing this? Why are we doing the summation? We could directly written here 1, but no. So that is why we have kept the third scenario here, where we can see the 45 is coming at at twice. So here you will see this value is coming out to be 2, right? So that's why we have kept this summation part here. We are not directly manually putting any one value here. And again the same scenario is here, and so in this way it is trying to find out what exactly are the median values, and we are taking the average of those weights. So this is how this whole query is working. This is a kind of like a scenario based question which could be asked in an interview, so you can practice for this, and do come with your solution. If you have any another kind of solution, you can suggest to everyone. Thank you.